You got to assume Wiggins will be, when he's ready, he'll probably start, I would think.
Yeah, that's a real life question, man. He's missed some time. And we've seen Steph come off the bench, but I don't think it was ever because of endurance. But, now I don't think I've ever watched this Warrior team to where people, and I know Monday morning quarterback, that's what fans are, but just doubt Steve Kerr's rotations and the minute allotment. It's just like, good God. But now here we go again. There's going to be games, Steiny, to where we come in here the next day, and if they don't win, why did Steiny only get 10? Why did Goo only get 12? Just buckle up for that, because him coming back does change a lot.
888-957-9570 is the number, and a couple texts to real quickly read. When did Andrew Wiggins become Michael Jordan?
Oh, wow.
Oh, God. I got to do this again. And I did it all day Friday, and it gets old, people. 510 from the Comcast Business Text line.
What you got?
March 27th, 2013, Clay and Steph shot worse. They lost the sack, and the Splash Brothers were 6 for 31. That's 19% from the field. And again, how many times do I have to explain exactly what I'm talking about? The Splash Brothers have never taken as many shots as yesterday and shot worse. They took 56 shots yesterday. So find me a game where they took 56 or more and shot that bad.
Good God. Yeah,
you won't be able to find it. Like you won't be able to find the son of an NBA coach
that was good,
who played in the NBA, who's now an NBA coach.
That was good, and it was hard. You ever play in altitude?
What?
Have you ever played in altitude ball? Hoop.
What's in what?
Altitude.
Okay. Like in Denver.
Yeah.
I have, yes.
Spadoni.
I've never
heard it pronounced that way either, Steiny.
Altitude.
There you go.
Yes, I have, and it's a factor. How about that?
So that's what the 17 and 56 was?
If you want to blame it on that, you can. I'm sure it had something to do with it. That's a tough place to play, Denver, no doubt about it. 925's not happy with you.
Me?
Hold on. Did Guru just say the Warriors aren't as good as the Lakers? LOL. Somebody please call him on that.
With Wiggins back, they still have something you don't have, and that's Anthony Davis when healthy, plus LeBron James, plus those wings. That's what scares me about the Lakers. And Spadoni and Steiny, Evan, you can back me up. I've been consistent all year.
The one thing about Wiggins is, and I'll put the rat on the table. If he's if the Wiggins who comes back is the Wiggins of this year, they're still not going.
No,
he's got to be the Wiggins of last year.
Man.
And
that's what's scary.
Well,
because he wasn't. We saw it. You were right, and that's why I pointed out. Hey, let's not act like he was a mulligan all season long. He did ball out, and they still didn't have their groove. But the first game back, his last game played was his best game, and then he vanished. So we'll see. Yes, I did say. Okay, we fixed it.
What?
The altitude. We got it.
Oh. 888-957-9570 is the number. Warriors. Boy.
This is good, though.
So it's okay. So you're not. So you think? You don't mind the loss last night. Now that Wiggins is coming back.
Yeah, this is like the Glade in the bathroom, Steiny. You spray it after you use it. This is the Glade. This is the cologne. So now it's just about.
You realize that just covers up the smell. It doesn't eliminate the smell.
After enough time, it does. Good smell goes away because then other people got to come in there and smell it. Yeah.
The funny thing is I'm watching last night's game, and there's been a couple calls, but mostly about Wiggins, and this has kind of been the theme to the whole season as far as I'm concerned. And I get it. The Warriors are a team. They win as a team and they lose as a team. But if there's I'll tell you exactly where I'm going. if there was one game all year that indicates kind of the pass that the big three get, it's last night. I mean, it's absolutely positively last night. Steph was terrible. Clay was terrible. And I barely noticed Draymond Green out there. Seriously.
I'm not mad at
17 for 56. Draymond had what, 7?
Like guys going at his chest.
The big three.
Him and Looney.
The big, if you want to do this, the big three were the reason the Warriors lost last night. Now, I'm not here to talk about how the big three lost the game last night, but what I do want to point out is I am kind of sick and tired of coming in on nights and mornings after the Warriors lose, and everybody's going to get on Jordan Poole.
Who, can I ask you a question? Last night was 7 of 13, played only 20 minutes.
Well, to everybody, nobody wants him to play more than that. Like, I asked the other day, who deserves to play in crunch time, even if they stink?
I had him on my list.
Well, fine. Well, he can't play every crunch time if they need defense.
But last night was kind of odd.
Yeah, he only played 19 minutes. But again, all I'm saying is we would have come in if Jordan Poole last night would have shot 4 for 14.
Oh, Lord.
We would have come in and blamed Poole, even though technically that would have been as good a shooting night as those two guys had. And I'm talking about Clay and Steph last night. They lost the Warriors that game last night.
So I'll tell you this with this news. We don't know when Wiggins is going to make his debut. But do you have any type of feel for tomorrow's game with OKC with the ramifications that the Warriors need to stay ahead of the Lakers? Right now, they're a half game ahead of them. Are you giving the Thunder a chance?
Of course. They need the game, too. It's an important game for the Thunder.
No doubt. Dallas on their ass.
So this is this is Steph Curry from last night after the loss.
It's kind of a vibe of how it's been on the road for us all year for the majority of the time where, it's like a 4 or 5 minute stretch and the wheels just fall off and you give a team not only a momentum, but you give them belief that, they're supposed to win that game. And that's a dangerous position to be in, with the amount of talent that's in this league, no matter who you're playing. So sound like a broken record a little bit, but we got to be able to still have faith in ourselves that we can figure it out.
Well, dude, they got 3 games left and they haven't figured it out. That's what's scary.
And now they got to incorporate Wiggins at some point. This is also Curry about championship pedigree.
Sustaining a level of play for 82 games is difficult for any team, but also knowing like you got the championship target on your back. And it's wild saying that after game 78, but it still feels like teams are, playing above their numbers when they play against us. And then, you get to a situation where you just can't find a good momentum or good rhythm on a nightly basis. But even when you're winning, sustaining that is difficult for different reasons. But like I said, we have a lot of confidence, and hopefully you ask anybody in that locker room, we have a lot of confidence that, we can beat anybody on a given night, and we have what it takes to, to show up again in a playoff type situation where you're locked in on just winning that particular game, that particular night. But nights like these are tough to swallow just because you kind of let it slip.
Well, what he left out was, and unfortunately, we can get beat by anybody in the playoffs.
Yeah, and that's been, just from a fan perspective, Steiny and me this whole year, is scary, man. I can admit when you checked me or told me, Goo, you living in the past. And when I talk about that, it's kind of insecurity. That's where it's coming from, a place of insecurity for me when I talk about that championship blood, that pedigree. It's like, they would have got that game. They would have got those 2 games in Memphis. They would have got the Clipper game when Steph went for 50. And they get these leads and they evaporate. But when it's all said and done, all I've been asking for here in the last 2 weeks, clamoring, when is Wiggins going to come back? Then I gave it up. And today, the Bay gets that news. That's bigger than any game that was played this past weekend for them. Now it's about, where are you at, Drew and Kerr? You got your rotations down, and you're going to call me crazy. How big is the leash that Andrew Wiggins has? Because if he's not on point, Steiny, you got to
they don't have the rotation set. That's the point. Like, they got to get Wiggins back to figure out what the rotation's going to be. It's got to start over now. That's the thing.
Do you like
95.7 The Game breaking news?
All right, some more details on Andrew Wiggins. Golden State's Andrew Wiggins plans to attend the Warriors-Thunder game on Tuesday. The reasons for Wiggins' leave of absence since mid-February is that his father, Mitchell Wiggins, has been dealing with a serious medical situation. Sources close to the situation say that's Sham Sharani of The Athletic.
wow? Well, that's a bad wow, because you and I both have fathers, so the streets got it wrong. He's back. Thoughts and prayers, but wow.
I mean,
Good Lord, man. And Steiny,
maybe he had more than one thing going on.
Oh, okay.
I'm not,
Right.
I don't,
All right.
I don't,
Yeah, I hear you.
I don't disagree.
Yeah.
Mitchell Wiggins, of course, an NBA player in his own right back in the day. He was good, too. Houston Rockets. Joe's in Concord. What's up, Joe? Talk to me, buddy.
Yeah. I'm just as excited as all you guys about Wiggins coming back, but he is not back. You know who has been back? Gary Payton. How come it took it to the fourth quarter for him to come in the game? And I would argue he's one of our best defensive players because we suck at defense.
I mean, look, the problem with the Warriors, I shouldn't say the problem. One of the issues with the Warriors is that their defensive players aren't great offensively, and sometimes their offensive players aren't great defensively. So you got to make a choice. That's why Poole doesn't play guaranteed in the fourth quarter.
Go ahead.
And that's why Wiggins has been a mainstay for the Warriors since he's gotten here, because he's gives you 18 and he defends.
You asked Peyton in his face when we were out there, Steiny, and I guess I'm the only, Evan was there, we were all there, but I guess I'm the only one that, and I'm not saying this is a bad thing, but I found it odd. You said to Gary Payton II, how you feeling? You all the way back. He said he's getting there. So I'm not saying he played bad last night, but Steiny, he only had 11 minutes last night. And I'm wondering if that's part of I'm getting there. And then Friday night, he made some plays. But, just like other people in Dub Nation, I'm expecting maybe 20 to 25 minutes from him. He played 18 on Friday night. So I don't know. I just expected more. Hopefully that number grows, but he didn't have a big impact last night, just 11 minutes.
I'm thinking about a bunch of this stuff regarding Wiggins, and once again, a couple pieces of news to share. Andrew Wiggins is going to be on, he's going to be in the arena tomorrow. He's going to attend the Warriors-Thunder game, and according to Sham Sharania, the reason for Wiggins' leave of absence since mid-February, his dad, Mitchell Wiggins, has been dealing with a serious medical issue.